On this Wolfe Tech Talk, we're going to take a closer look at a very crucial part of the Wolfe design, the cooling system. Welcome back to another Wolfe Tech Talk. This episode is going to be very exciting as we're going to talk about the cooling system. The functionality of the machine depends on it. We're going to take a closer look at some of its features and benefits. Today we're going to talk about Wolfe's cooling systems, both for the machine and the operator. First, we'll start with the machine. On the Tier 4 machines, Wolfe has upgraded their cooling systems from 600 horse to 630 horse. With the Tier 4 machine, 15% more cooling capacity was required on the radiators and 15% less on the air-to-air. With the air-to-air and the fuel coolers, we've increased the RPM to 2400, and we've modified the curvature of the blade so that it was able to push more air through. On our oil cooler, we're running now at 2400 RPM, that's up from 2100 RPM. And again, the blade curvature has been changed. And our radiator cooler is the same, 2400 RPM, up from 2100 RPM. And we've also changed the pitch of the fan blade. We're currently running a 540 horsepower engine, and allowing ourselves to cool at 630 horse gives us that much more room to play with. And especially on the hotter days when they're out in the field and the air is stagnant, it gives us just that little extra edge, and we can keep running the machine when others might not be able to. With our increased cooling capabilities, we are able to increase the longevity of all our fluids, the rad fluid, the hydraulic oil, and the engine oil. Since we increased our fan RPM and fan pitch, we're pushing a lot more air through the coolers. In order to compensate for this, we've added venting in all of our hoods, front and back and side, so that we can expel all that hot air. Additionally, if within the summer you're in the field and you're getting debris on the fans, we've allowed the ability for the operator to be able to pull off the fan shroud and clean them. With that being said, we have a manual reversing mode with our fans. It has the ability to reverse on its own. It's an auto reverse feature. So when the machine is at low load, it will actually go into reverse mode all on its own, and it'll blow all the fans out. This occurs every 45 minutes, again, only when not under load. From our auto cycle, we have a manual cycle, which allows the operator to manually reverse the fans whenever they feel that they're plugged up too much. If the operator sees that their temperatures are rising too much, maybe if they're in some bean stubble and it's very heavy and it's getting into the fans, they have the ability to hit that reverse, blow the fans out, saves them from having to get out of the seat and unplug them manually. So let's move on to operator comfort. Our summers are getting hotter and hotter, and the cabs seem to be getting hotter and hotter. Our AC systems have been okay, but now we've increased our cooling capabilities by double. What we've done is we've taken our condensers, and from our dual condensers, we've actually done 2 split condensers. So now we have a condenser on the front and on the side. With that, we've had to increase our fan sizes to expel that hot air out of the condensers twice as quickly. We've done this so that we can get as much cool air into the cab as possible and expel all of that hot air out through these condensers. We feel that this is going to increase our cooling capabilities in the cab and make the operator much more comfortable. In changing from the Tier 3 to Tier 4 engines, we've increased our cooling capabilities simply because we had the ability to go from that 600 to 630 horsepower with not a lot of changes, simply fan blades and RPM, and we feel that we've been able to increase the longevity of our fluids as well as increase the longevity of the machine by keeping all the fluids cooler. We hope you've enjoyed this Wolfe Tech Talk. Be sure to tune in next time for another exciting topic from Wolfe Heavy Equipment.